welcome to another episode of Match Analysis. Today we're going to be taking a look at Champions of the Realm. This is the final week for qualifying here, so week 8, top 8, and we've got Jueks versus Hayatei. So this is going to be a top 8 set here. I'm not sure where specifically in the bracket this is. I believe this is loser side, but I'm not 100% sure. We may find out as we get into it, but we're going to, first of all, want to take a look at what the competitive builds that our players are running. Now, from Jueks, we can really quickly establish that he is playing upgraded. And he's playing upgraded specifically. He's not playing upgraded next gen. He is playing upgraded. He's got the ground pound. So he's got the air blast and the bionic bounce, which, that's the leap and the ability to shrapnel cancel. And then, of course, he's got the ground pound. So that is the classic upgraded build here. It doesn't hit as much damage. I mean, I think ground pound is inferior, but we'll see if Jueks is able to make it work here for him. And then we've got from Hayatei, honestly, a fairly common set of abilities here is Arsenal and Skywalker. Those two together is quite common because of the combo variety it allows. Skywalker already is a really solid mobility and traversal tool. You can get in the air, get in, you can do the cancels and go for throws and stuff. It's a really, really strong tool already by itself. So you couple that with Arsenal and you've got yourself quite a bit of fun tools to utilize and damage to output. And then the wind push here. The wind push is definitely less commonly seen. You see a lot of Warp Needle, I think, is one of the other ones that we commonly see. But here, Hayatei is going to keep his armor break. Warp Needle replaces armor break. So Hayatei's still going to have armor break. He's going to lose the crossbow in favor of a projectile that doesn't do any damage unless it's been amplified, but does have a crushing blow to it. And because he's got the Skywalker Arsenal, his character actually has access to really good restand. So because he can restand easily, he can easily get that crushing blow in combos once he's got it queued up and ready to go. So that could end up proving a devastating grip of damage come in the way of Jueks if he gets caught by that, so he'll need to be careful. But let's go ahead and press play and hop into the match here. So round 1, right out of the bat, I got a feeling that Hayatei is going to be backing away. Jueks is going to be looking to get in. Now, Jueks is not going to be overly zealous with his aggression, so he may also take a step back. It's not uncommon for high-level players to just kind of feel out their opponent by seeing what they're up to before they before they push a button. There are other players that the very first thing that they do, though, is they swing with something. So here, look at that. So Jueks is trying to get in. So he moves forward, but then he just ducks and blocks, right? He doesn't actually go for anything too aggressive. Hayatei doesn't even move, but he is the one to first swing after Jueks steps in. And he's actually going to find an opening there. That's what I was expecting, Cyclone. That's what I was expecting. And now look at this. Hayatei just backing away here. He gets him with this clean combo. 25%, not bad. It's a little more than that because of the health differential on Jackie. She's only got 950. So Hayatei, though, gets this damage, gets decent screen positioning, and now he is just back dashing away. He's got the life lead. He's playing a character that has no access to a projectile of any factor right now. There is no rocket. There is no plasma grenade. All she's got is these short-range blasts that will not connect if you're nowhere near her. So Hayatei feels confident just kind of backing away and seeing what's going to happen. Even the leap is a risk. A leap at this distance is much easier to flawless block than some might think. And that's why you see him even going for, like, jumps into shrapnel cancels, just trying to throw off and make Hayatei a little more hesitant and less confident that he's got the flawless block timing, that he knows it's going to be a full jump. And in fact, eventually Hayatei switches the sides, tries to run away a little bit with the Skywalker. Quick throw here. This is going to be Jueks' first opening here, though. And this is going to be similar to the previous episode, a case of just trying to get in, trying to make sure that you can get in there and get that damage. Alright, Skywalker's out, doesn't want to get cornered. And here's the wind push. The amplify on that wind push gives him so much pushback here, too. And that's what you're looking for, particularly against Jackie, right? If it's not going to hit, sure, whatever. But this distance right here, there is not a normal that Jackie has that's going to cover this. Dash Punch would, So you do have to concern yourself with a dash punch coming here, and at this point it's crushing blow territory as well. But dash punch is a risk. It's punishable now. You can't just do it anymore. Granted, it always was somewhat of a risk in that you could duck it, right? Like if Hayatei was really looking for it, he could neutral duck underneath it, no problem. But now he can even block it, and it's problematic. So Jueks going for a stray dash punch would be a bit of a wild move. Not unheard of, but it would be one of the wilder moves that he could have made there. Oh, this is going to be a big punish here for Jueks. Now, Jueks also has Fatal Blow available here. The breakaway comes out from Hayatei, and if he would have read that into Fatal Blow, he would have killed, but he was just going for a standard combo there, wasn't going to overcommit to anything, didn't want to, because if he'd done the Fatal Blow a little earlier, he might have hit it and it not killed, right? So he didn't want to waste it. And the ground pound. Here's the thing about the ground pound. It's so awful, no one expects you to use it. Isn't that something? It's so awful that if you only use it to close rounds out or every now and then, like very, very sparingly, people will forget you have it. Particularly in the customs era, previously, every upgraded player, somewhere in your brain, you're like, okay, well, there is a ground pound I need to worry about. Like, don't forget about the ground pound. It's there. It has to be. But now, in the customs era, every Jackie is running with Plasma Grenade. The ground pound is not a commonly seen thing, so Hayatei just not looking for it. It's not something that he's been mentally even training for looking for. At the character select screen, you know it's coming, but beyond that, you know, that's the first time Jueks has done it, and it finds its mark. And that's all it needs to do. If you have a move that can steal you around, and that's all that it does, it's worth it. I'm sure, actually, Dr. Omnipotent. It's punishable, but it's like, players are willing to take that risk just because no one uses it, so they're more likely to catch him. Wow, he got the armor break on that. Look at this. Ducks under the throw, so this is full punish into the tornado, and he actually goes for the breakaway, or the armor break. So now Jueks has no defensive meter, and he's playing a character that needs that defensive meter for their offense, right? Jackie uses defensive meter to do close leap to do her offense. So now her offense is also hindered, and Hayatei doesn't have to worry about wake up roll, wake up attack. He can just swing for the fences, and we'll see if that's what he does. We've got mids coming out, back 1-1. Even a delay get up does not save you because you stand up into the second swing in the sword, right? Here's the delay. Jueks tried to hide, tried to do what he could to protect his life bar, to not have to block something, but in the end, the sword's coming. You gotta block it. There's that pushback, and Hayatei right back to backing away a little bit, testing his opponent's defense. Easy damage, making his way in. And Jueks has not gone for flawless box on these jump-ins, uppercuts on these jump-ins. Like, he is, for all intents and purposes, frozen up. Like, he's just letting Hayatei do what Hayatei wants. And part of that is this, I think. Flawless blocking your opponent's jump-in, or even going for an anti-air, is in some ways a risk, right? If you time it wrong and you get hit, you die. And he already has the first round, so he's not in a situation where it's like make or break, I need to hit him here and now. So he's willing to, instead of taking these risky anti-air moments to find a hit, he's like, no, you know what, I'm gonna let Hayatei do this, and I'm gonna wait for a moment that I feel more confident about. Now, I don't know if he finds that moment or not, but I would assume that that's what Jueks' game plan is that anti-airing, flawless blocking, that stuff with Fujin. This character is deadly. I don't want to fuck with it. He's got Arsenal, so he can alter and do stuff from the air as well. So Fujin makes it scary when he's approaching from the air on top of it. So Jueks is like, I'm not going to take these risky maneuvers. I have the first round. I'm just going to weather the storm. And if Hayatei does another, like a wind kick on block or something that is a more solid concrete, I get to take my turn. That's when I will pounce. So smart play by Jueks. Like I said, I'm not sure if he finds that opening. But he's not going to be taking the risks here that are, you know, too overly unnecessary when he's got the first round. Finds an opening here with the throw, Hayatei, though, so he does put one up. And we've got it tied up here in game one. Oh, absolutely. You do have to respect the strong Fujin. I would strongly agree, yeah. Fujin is just In the right hands, this character is super deadly, and Hayatei is one of the absolute best. So here's the openings now for Jueks, and Jueks, because he was reserved, didn't go for anything too crazy, didn't spend any breakaway. Now he's got meter to do his thing here in the final round. Playing for the long game. Anti-breakaway combo from Hayatei. Only going to net him about 27%, but not too bad. It's also Jackie health, so she doesn't have quite as much as everybody else. Ooh, flawless box on those leaps, though. I gotta tell you, that is gonna start to be the answer. They purposely made it easier to flawless block, like the window is bigger, and flawless blocking the leap is how you blow Jackie up. I think Jackie is gonna fall up, and there's that air arsenal move coming out. So Hayatei goes for air wind kicks here, and it doesn't end up hitting anything, but this is like the risk of, do you challenge him in the air when he could do this and fly to the other side or something like that. So it's sometimes not worth it to really go for it and just to wait for him to do that kind of thing and then punish, which is what Jueks does. The wind kicks breaks the armor again. That is the second time that Hayatei made that call out. No more defensive meter. He's just going to run away, though. Doesn't want to take a risk himself. Fatal blow is on the table here. If he would have gone for the dive kick, trying to catch Jueks, maybe getting a little bit too antsy, trying to swing, if it gets blocked, fatal blow, you're dead. So Hayatei, he's unwilling to take a risk that will cost him the game, because he knows if he just runs away, whatever. Worst case scenario, he gets hit by a Jackie dash punch. Worst case scenario on top of that, it's a crushing blow for 25%. He can afford that. What he cannot afford is a fatal blow. So he'll just do whatever it takes to make sure that that's not what he gets hit by. And no dash punch either, right? Doesn't even get that happening. Runs away again. Not going to come anywhere near you. Not going to do anything punishable. Just going to dance around. Running away again. The hunt down from Jueks, though. What a play by Jueks. Hayatei getting a little bit too predictable. Going immediately to the just to fly away. And as soon as Jueks had the meter to do something similar, he did just that. So Hayatei goes to fly away. Jueks has had enough. He's playing a character with a move that can get him all the way across the screen very quickly. So he does it. Now, Hayatei was ready for that. That's one of the crazier things here. Hayatei flawless blocks this. If you see, right now, that is a flawless block. Because it's not the jump in, though, and it's the shrapnel, she can still do shit after, I believe. So, able to cancel it. The jump in does come down. Jueks actually gets a little bit of an input error. No combo here. But Hayatei's blocking ends up faltering. And Jueks just lets him have it with this fatal blow. And that's game one to Jackie. What an incredibly close game. Right out of the gate. But, I mean, that's the kind of thing where you take any kind of risk at the higher levels when players still have their fatal blow, or some characters when they have certain crushing blows either available or ready, is so deadly. And it can be absolutely devastating when it happens. Like, you have 40% life, I don't care. I have fatal blow. I have my crushing blow that I've built up, and I'm going to launch you and destroy you. I mean, Sub-Zero is like that. There's so many characters that are like that, right? Liu Kang is like that. Like, all I got to do is get you a little bit, and it's round 3. I've got the bicycle kick crushing blow ready. If I touch you, you die. I'm going to cave your chest in, and that'll be it. Now, Jackie doesn't have a crushing blow that can do that. Fujin does with the Cyclone, though. Fujin can build the wind crushing blow and then utilize that to have explosive late game damage. So we'll see if that ends up happening. So far, Hayatei hasn't really been using a lot of the wind push, though. Shrapnel a little too high, not going to find its mark. There's a jump in, didn't believe, but a throw afterward gets him some redemption damage. And also the side switch. I think that's more what Jueks is looking for. He wants to try to get a bit of lockdown, but we're also talking about Fujin with Skywalker, a very tough character to lockdown, because on any touch, block or not, he can just kind of Skywalker out of the corner. So it will be quite difficult to lock him down. This is a nice whiff punish, and this is what Fujin players that are really strong will consistently do. is they will shimmy the fuck out of you. So he comes in, swings a jab, nothing, and then backdashes out. That jab was just meant to startle you. It was just like, oh, made you flinch, and 40% for flinching, get fucked. He's going to open him up. Big whiff punish here. That mid sword that he has is so good. So able to just swing, got the opening, and doesn't have any offensive meter. So not able to capitalize on big damage there. But, I mean, when Fujin players do shimmy you and open you up like that, it can be devastating. And the way that his combo structure works is it loops back into similar situations, right? He's got restands with that one string, and then he's like coming in and throwing you or whatever. It's very, very tough to get out of the Fujin loops once they get started if you get opened up like that. If he's got the meter, though. He does need meter to do it, and Hayatei was spending his meter, I believe, on the cyclone pushes earlier. Yeah, that's where he's been spending his meter. Oh, wow. Big crushing blow to tie it up. Ooh, just misses. But look at that, just running completely out of there. I have no idea who has the life lead on this one. Well, now I do. Hayatei takes it with that dive kick, or that short hop. And Fujin's short hop is so good. Look at this spacing here, too. Again, this sword from Fujin, it's so good. If your character has a mid that uses a weapon, it is oftentimes incredibly strong. Because you can punish and whiff punish and swing at stuff without putting yourself at risk. If this was almost any other character putting their limbs out there, they might have accidentally bumped into this. But because, you know, he waited long enough. But he's at this range where this sword is going to just barely clip her and open her up. But that's all Hayatei needs to do to kill. Now, Jueks has breakaway here. So I'm curious if Hayatei is going to just confirm into Fatal Blow for the kill, because he has it. Or if he'll... Well, he doesn't have meter. He's about to get some offensive meter. So, actually, that did enough damage, I guess. So just into wind kicks for the kill, in fact. Smart. Ends up doing enough damage. Only, or less than 150 health, apparently, left for Jueks there. I would have thought this was about... I mean, that makes sense, actually, 15%. And for Jackie, that's more like, 14.5 or whatever. 140, so... Dude, it could. I think Fujin Tornado beating Leap is not an unheard of idea. It's got hitbox all the way up there, right? She jumps at you, you just pop it. We gotta worry about her canceling it, but I don't know how punishable it is. Ooh, the Forbidden Strings find its mark. And there's those Skywalker cancels straight into a throw, right? He cancels the run instead of running away to the other side of the screen, which is what Hayatei's been doing the whole time. And Jueks is getting ready to leap and chase him down. Now he's point blank and throwing you. Safe strings, ducks underneath the shrapnel. Here's those mids. And keeps that mid safe. That full string is punishable, but if you end it with the Cyclone, the wind push, then not as big of a deal. Good duck on the throw. No punish, though. Jackie she leans so far back afterward. Oh, here we go. Ground pound, dude. The second time in this set that Jueks has used the ground pound, it is hit. I don't think that we'll see a single blocked ground pound. We might, because I believe this set goes to distance, but Jueks is so smart about using them very sparingly, and when he does, they find their mark. Oh, wow. Anti-air Fatal Blow, though. Is that what that was? Yep, absolutely. Fujin's Fatal Blow is actually good for anti-airing, too. If you're walking away from somebody, the way that the hitbox of it comes up like that, that's something that it does quite well, right? Like... This is where she's coming in, and that's where that first hit of wind goes, is straight up to meet stuff that's in the sky. Picks it up off the ground in your combos as well. It'll like kind of scoop it up, but it swoops upward to catch them. So it is a pretty good anti-air if you're looking for it. And when we're talking about Jackie, of course you're looking for a jump in or something. That character loves going up into the air. So this is the kill here. Hayatei is going to go ahead and secure that game there. And he'll tie the set up here now. And Jueks looks like we're going to continue with the same variation here as well. So still keeping the ground pound in the arsenal. Still going to maintain the move that so far hasn't cost him anything. But he hasn't been able to use the plasma, right? If he would have taken plasma, that could have feasibly been more damage that he needed to maybe get the job done. But you know, that is a different kind level of like critique on your. You can't do that. You can't think like that. You just gotta drive forward. He wants the ground pound. Hopefully, he gets enough mileage out of it. I'll say so far he has gotten some good stuff with it. So it has been paying off for him. There's another armor break though from Hayatei. Really, really strong stuff. And now the corner pressure. And now backing away. Good throw tech. Ooh, wow, okay, I'm actually kind of surprised that the Skywalker defeats the leap like that. And there's that flawless block, right? These leap moves are... The timing on the flawless block is way easier. So even through all that movement, Hayatei gets the time. And because you flawless blocked it, Jueks is done. Whatever he was trying to do, it stops there. There is no follow-up to that jump in. Ooh, there's the backdraft, catches him. Doesn't have any meter to go anywhere with it, but still finding some openings here. And now getting to the point where a throw will kill as well. Jueks is in trouble right now. Dude, I love Fujin short hop. Empty short hop afterward too. Jueks refuses to give in though. Okay, this is going to be the first opening. Hayatei, no defensive meter to get out of it. Oh no, he dropped the combo. Ground pound hits again. Oh man, but he tried to jump afterward. So Hayatei has some momentum here now. He won the previous game, going to take that first round as well in game 3. And now back to do it. Okay, that was actually a little weird. I'm surprised that he used that. It looks like there's a lot more recovery on that. And now look what Jueks has done in response. Another combo drop though. Some rare occurrences happening here. And these, at this level, those combo drops are really big, actually. Like, that little extra health that you left your opponent with could be the difference maker.
I don't know if you're trying to get us a lawsuit from Nintendo or what, but you better chill out with this fucking Mario shit.
Ooh, okay, more throws here from Hayatei. And this is honestly the most throws that we've seen from him. In the previous 2 games, not really heavy with the throws. So starting to note that Jueks has been a little bit defensive heavy, a little block heavy. So let's, you know, do something. How do you deal with blocking? You throw it. That is, you know, the way that it's built. That's part of the rock, paper, scissors. And now running away. Dude, look at that tornado. Got him. No means of contesting that. No meter to amplify it either. But right now, Jueks starting to run out of health here. Plus frames. Whose turn? And just going to chip him out with those mids. Hayatei. Solid game plan there. And he made it really difficult to lock him down. I think that was the key thing. What Jackie wants to do, she is a ball hog. She wants to bear down on you, not let you take your turn, not let you play the game, and she just wants to be the source of almost all of the offense in the game. So if you can keep away from her, which Hayatei does a great job of doing, he doesn't get cornered because he skywalks out of it. He doesn't get significant pressure happening to him because he's able to flawless block some of the leap stuff, and that stops that short, and then he's able to skywalk out of it. He's been shimmying around with his superior range with the sword. I mean, Hayatei's just been doing a good job of making sure that Jackie doesn't get to take her turn, because once she does start taking her turn, it's very difficult to get your turn back. So we'll see if Jueks can find a turn here in game 4. And straight into the fight we go. Now this time though, a switch. No more ground pound. Ground pound, he decided, okay, I need the actual bonus damage. I need the threat of that plasma. It'll force Hayatei to have to move around. Not that Hayatei hasn't been moving around, but it will mean that Hayatei won't be able to stand his ground like at all. Because if you get in the plasma, it'll start to eat you alive. So we'll see how that works out for Jueks. Double shrapnel there. Still able to do that with the plasma too. And more plasma. That plasma is going to start to slowly allow Jueks to stay in this, especially with Hayatei zipping around. He will, at some point, end up touching a little bit of that plasma here. You know, he's avoiding it a lot of it, but he is still getting caught by some of it. And he doesn't have a projectile that will hurt Jueks in response to that, right? He's got the wind. The wind doesn't do any damage. Swing of the sword, and nicely done. Hayatei set point here. Goes straight into the Skywalker.
Bro, what do you want me to do? That's Jackie making that noise with your leaf. Oh. You know, like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Okay.
Oh.
Dude, look at this damage, too. 32% there. Now, that was breakawayable, but there was no defensive meter to do it. Jackie can get big damage like that before it's breakawayable, though. Like, that is only because of the way that it happened. Ooh, okay. And keeps the corner pressure here. 29% here. Oh, no. Jueks is going to answer back big time damage, though. Now, breakaway comes out. Could be anybody's around right now. Fatal Blow still available for Hayatei. Doesn't take a risk. Just runs out of there. Oh, wow. Yeah, no punish there from Jueks. Catches him with the plasma, though. So he's got it. Little hit there. And that's going to bring it to a round 3 yet again.
This goes down. He's going to go with the wind push for a second time, a third time. Oh, shit. He's here for another run, huh?
Ooh, okay. Throws are starting to make a bit more of an appearance as we've gotten later into this set. The players were looking to get full hits earlier, but now those have been working out. Actually, he ends up not hitting on the anti-air here, and Jueks goes for the plasma setup. And look at this damage output right now.
It reminds me of Tribor for some weird reason.
Oh, wow. He tried to throw him or do something, but, I mean, look at how quickly this health disappears, right? Hayatei is at 83 seconds, full health. He gets hit by a throw, plasma, and then at some point he ends up cornering himself with a whiffed combo. And when this starts up, he's got like 70% health right now. And Jueks just shreds him in this corner here. The plasma's on the ground, so standing on the ground is deadly. Even though they're not big combos, he's still just burning alive. And there's just, what do you do? So we got a game 5 here between these two as Jueks switches over to next upgraded gen. Able to definitely pump out some big damage where it counted. So game 5 territory here. And Hayatei sticks it out with Fujin.
You heard it. The Jarek.
So we don't see a character switch from Hayatei. He is going to stick it out with Fujin. And, you know, Fujin is a character that is very execution heavy. Maybe not quite as execution heavy as some of the other characters. Like, I think Jackie's leap stuff might be a little bit more dexterity demanding, but definitely a character that it takes some time and effort to get good with, and not everybody can do it, and Hayatei is one of the best. This is a character I love watching when it's in the hands of a master like this. I'm not quite as good, so I struggle to do this kind of stuff with Fujin, but being able to see somebody of this caliber busted out, really, really fun. And I'm happy to continue to see Fujin in these high-level events, because I think this character is really cool. The animations are some of the best in the game, and really glad to see this character actually doing work when it's in the right hands. Look at this big opening here by Hayatei as well. Already half of that health bar gone from some openings. Ooh, that's a weird little interaction there. The plasma actually ends up catching him. I've never seen something like that before. Like, he brought it back into him. Now, Hayatei can somewhat contend in the zoning war, because if he sits at full screen, the plasma won't reach him, right? Like, the plasma doesn't go far enough to reach him, but he doesn't do any damage unless he spends meter on his fireball. So it's more of a maintain a life lead as opposed to build a bigger one or even get one back. Like, you're not really doing damage, you're just slowing the pace. Big opening here. Jueks with the input error, though. Jumps over the throw. This is going to still be damage. No breakaway to stop the damage. But Jueks didn't have any offensive meter to start the damage either, right? So that's why he didn't go for a big combo. Ooh, with throw tech there. Gotta watch out for the fire. Hayatei definitely kind of shutting down Jackie's ball hog-like tendencies, though, right? Because Hayatei's been using his superior range and sword, dude. Did I really just see this? One of the worst uppercuts in the game. This is heartbreaking. Like, they are so close to the point where Jueks moves Hayatei by walking into him. Okay? He moves him by walking into him. He could not be fucking closer. Could not be closer. I don't know how he could have gotten any closer than this. Whiffs the throw. And then the uppercut doesn't hit. I didn't even... The reward for reading is just not there. I bet that happens to Rain, too. I don't even want to think about it. Now, here's an interesting thing. This string right here is punishable. But all of this pushback means it's not easy to punish. And it might even be special move punishable only. I don't know if you can dash punch punish this. I'm not sure you can. So I think that's why Jueks didn't. But that string right there does force him to give up his turn. And now Plasma's coming his way. Neither of these players has defensive meter. They both have a bar of offensive meter. They both have fatal blow.
He puts some damage over time.
Suneo special as well, putting the fire underneath him, meaning if Hayatei tries to come in and do damage, he'll start taking damage himself. Now he has to get in, though. But look, he's taking a ton of damage during that throw. And he's still in the fire for the whole duration almost. But another throw. And Hayatei is going to take it. Even with that plasma burning him alive there, the throw outputs the damage quick enough for him to go ahead and secure the victory.
Very good stuff. Hayatei taking it 3-2.
So, nice clean victory there for Hayatei. 3-2 over Jueks. Want to, of course, give a big shout out to Destroyer for allowing me to do match analysis on his event. It's a really cool event, and in terms of like the grassroots stuff, the absolute top of the pile right now, we've got the Pro Tour, which has got all of the corporate backing of it from NetherRealm, and then we've got Destroyer right now leading the charge with Champions of the Realm. So really cool event. I would say to sign up for it, but as I said earlier, this is week 8, so qualifying is over. It is just the finale. Make sure you guys are tuning in for the finale on this one. You are not going to want to miss it. Some absolute assassins in that bracket there. I'm definitely going to be taking a look at it for some match analysis when it goes down as well, but really looking forward to the conclusion of Champions of the Realm 2 here. And of course, big thanks to Destroyer for letting me take a look at the match footage here from that event. That is going to do it for today's episode here, though, of Match Analysis. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back with another one, I don't know, whenever